guest has us head over wings with her delicious sage and rosemary rubbed upside down roast chicken. What? Please welcome for the first time to our home, Chef Jessica Roy. Welcome, Jessica.
Hello.
We're very excited to have you here.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to show you guys this fun recipe.
This is beautiful and it's healthy and it's
Yes.
delicious. And Cameron
Look
and
at this.
Maria and Marissa are happy to get in there and dig in. So you're cooking the chicken. You put her upside down.
That's
Why are you
right.
cooking her upside down?
Poor girl. So everybody loves a roast chicken, right? Like who doesn't love roast chicken? It's the greatest family recipe you can come up with. But not everybody loves a dry chicken.
Yes.
So if we flip the bird towards the end of cooking to let the cooking finish that way, all those juices that normally run down and out of the chicken into the bottom of the pan, now they run into the chicken breast and stay there and make it nice and juicy. Oh yeah, it's a great technique. Great technique.
So before we get her all going and turn her upside down, you say take out the giblets, take out the wishbone, take out anything that's inside of there. I understand the giblets, I get that, save for a gravy or something. But the wishbone I've never heard of.
Right, yeah, you always need to give your chicken a little bit of prep love before you cook it. The wishbone is the trick. If you just take a little paring knife and run it right here under the skin, you will easily be able to feel that little bone. It feels like a tunnel, like it looks. And so if you remove that bone before you cook it, it makes carving 1,000% easier after, because that wishbone's like the collarbone that holds on the whole front of the chicken.
Sense.
And then you make a wish.
And then you save it, clean it, and make a wish.
It.
That's
dry
wish.
All right, now our bird is ready to go, and you have a beautiful sage rosemary rub that you do here, and you say it's really hands-on.
We're getting all up in here with this chicken, Debbie. Okay,
What do we do?
This rub, I learned how to make this in Italy. It's rosemary and sage and salt and pepper all chopped up at the same time, and a little olive oil. And so what we do before we can put the rub on, because we're not just putting the rub on top of the chicken, you guys, because that doesn't get the meat flavorful.
Sure.
That just gets the skin flavorful and prevents it from getting super crisp and brown.
Okay.
So we need to get in there. Oh yeah, we're getting like underneath the skin, and you really get to be one with this chicken for a couple of minutes.
I do this with turkey, and I put butter underneath it, and then that's how it gets that crispy skin.
And you want to be careful because you don't want to put holes in it, okay? So no holes, but you need to make sure that you get all the way around.
It's like you're a puppet master.
I know. It's a little creepy looking, but it's worth it in the end for the flavor that you get out of it.
So then this goes all inside?
That's right. So you then take some of your rub, and we're just going to put it all inside. And you know that you've done a good job when you can see through the skin and the bird is colorful underneath. So we go up, and don't forget, like this is the hard part for a lot of people, is like getting used to doing this. But once you get all up in there on the legs and the thighs, that means they taste good too.
So I just would like everyone to know that this is available on our Home and Family Countdown to Christmas cookbook, which is available at hallmarkchannel.com. So if you're missing any of these steps, don't worry, it will be right there for everyone.
And I'm assuming you're going to be doing this for a second, so while you're doing that, I'll ask you about the fact that before you were flipping chickens, you were flipping yourself on a snowboard. You are like a really incredible competitive snowboarder. Tell us about it.
Thanks so much. You guys really did some research there. Back in my younger glory days,
Look at that!
Oh my gosh.
I for sure used to throw myself off jumps and down cliffs and whatever perfectly good staircases and railings as a competitive snowboarder. So
Wow,
And
that's
you were
impressive.
really quite amazing. All right, so now we've got her fully, kind of marinated, if you will. Now we have to tie her legs together. We got to truss her. Why is this important?
This bird seasoned. So we're gonna not a full truss because that's a little too much. We are not in France, and we are not trying to be
fancy,
super crazy fancy. So we're going to pull the legs together so it brings them up, elevates them a little bit so that we can get the bird cooking nice and evenly. That's the whole point. And also, you see that when you lift up the legs, it allows the air to now flow in the oven, to flow and hit the undersides of the chicken as well.
Beautiful. All right, so now, Jessica, we are going to cook her upside down over here in this beautiful aluminum ring you've made. And
What is going on? Yeah.
If you don't have a roasting rack, all you do is take a little bit of foil and then scrunch it up, make a ring, make a bracelet, and it gives you an impromptu rack so that I can now place this chicken. And the point of the rack is so that we can get the air, again, circulating underneath the chicken.
And the rack is so tough to clean, too. That rack is so hard to clean.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm the guy doing dishes all the time.
Jessica, you're going to go over and wash
wash my chicken
and
hands.
while you wash your chicken
Right?
hands, I
Yeah,
am going
like-
to cover this beautiful bird with your marinade. So what is this?
So we have a maple glaze.
Oh, wow.
I am from New England,
Beautiful.
so we like to use maple syrup in anything we can, along with Elf, right? And
you.
so the maple glaze is just some maple syrup, pasted garlic, and olive oil. And get up in there, like all over, make sure she's fully covered.
Okay, a glaze, not a marinade. Excuse me.
Yeah, it's a
Could you use
glaze.
it as a marinade though?
You could, but it's better as the glaze to get that skin nice and crispy and brown. So it's going to go into the oven at pretty high heat for about 30 minutes or so.
Oh my goodness, that's beautiful.
At which point, at the 35-minute mark, we are then going to work some magic and flip her over. So you can see that this one that's ready to go and nice and cooked for us and golden brown. This one has been flipped already, and then we flip her over, cook it for the rest of the cook time until it, like 10-15 minutes, until it reaches the 165 degrees Fahrenheit internal cook temperature. And then once it's done cooking, we just lightly tent it. So tenting just means to take a piece of foil and just like rest it on top, don't tuck it in, just like plop it down right on there, let it hang out for about 15 minutes or so, and then we're ready to carve it.
Okay,
so
and I'm ready to eat it.
I can't wait for you to taste this. So here we go. We
ready.
do
I'll
the
move
flip.
this for you.
There you go.
Yep, yes, please.
There you go. Oh my gosh, look how juicy that is.
So you flip her over.
Yeah.
Oh my God, look at all those delicious herbs.
Oh,
And
this
then
may be the best chicken I've ever had.
I hope so. That would be my goal if you say.
It's beautiful.
It is. It is. We all loved it over here.
know.
We dove in.
Thank you. Thank
yes,
you.
absolutely.
Okay,
tender
so
and
then
delicious.
I'm just gonna cut off.
Gosh, look how
Oh
easily
my
that
gosh.
cuts.
Yeah. So just nice and tender, and when we're carving, we're just gonna cut right through a joint right there, so that I don't end up trying to cut through a bone.
You got it.
Cut you a little piece.
Get in there, Deb.
Debbie's going to have a little taste of that. While you guys continue, I will tell you thank you so much for being here. The full
for
recipe,
having
go over
me.
to hallmarkchannel.com and to see more from Jessica. You can catch her as the host of Cooking Cheat Sheet. Check it out, everybody. Debbie's going to dig in.